Okay. Okay, we're back.
Yay.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
This is Young Family Tai Chi, traditional form, section 1. And today's new move is going to be hand strums the lute. So we're going to start with the essential of the month, which is rounding the back and sinking the chest. Okay. And for this move also, just as for brush knee and push, it is important to remember to round the chest because you don't want to get to a situation where your elbow goes beyond the plane of your back. You see what I'm saying? You want to be rounded so your elbow stays, not beyond your side. Okay, so that's what this shape is for. So I'm going to turn around and then we're going to do a review from the beginning of the first section up to left brush knee. Okay, so I'm going to start here. Prepare. So feet shoulders width apart, toes facing forward, head up, tailbone down, hands by your side. Opening. Rotate your arms and come up to shoulder level. Then press down almost to the bottom. Grasp the bird's tail, ward off left. Shift left, turn right, all the way to the right. Step and close, shift and turn. Ward off right, shift right, turn the left toe to the corner, pull left, ward off down right, pull in the right foot, step and close, shift weight and separate. Roll back, rotate your arms as you reach to the corner. Circle back as your weight shifts back and you go to the other corner. Press, circle in the right, attach the left, and expand forward. Push, square up your shoulders, flatten your hands, come back over a ball, hands in front of your chest, and push up to shoulder level. Single whip. Shift back as you flatten your hands. Turn and pull all the way around. Push down, release the left foot, ward off with the left, hook hand with the right, standing ward off step, deflect, strike. Raise hands and step forward. Shift the weight to the right so you can turn on the heel of the left to the corner. Circle your arms, push off the ball of your right foot, root your right heel, and close, putting 30% into the right heel. White crane spreads its wings. Turn your hands, pull down, shift all your weight to the back, circle your arms, step and close, turn, step and separate. Left brush knee, turn your hands, swing, step, brush, strike. How did that feel?
It
Any
actually
questions?
feels good. Yeah, I do have a question. I always forget if white crane, the footwork is one line, two sides, or if it's a bow step. For some reason, I never land in the right place.
It's one line, two sides.
Okay, that's what I did, but I wasn't sure if it was right.
Okay, so let's go from raise hands and step forward. Okay, so if I'm at raise hands, here, I'll do it this way. raise hands and step forward, I'm here. When I go into right crane, I'm turning my hands so that I can pull down. So all of my weight is going to the back, right? I'm circling my arms and I'm going to step and close. Then at this point, both my feet are parallel toward the corner. Okay. Then as I shift my weight, I'm going to turn.
Yep.
And then I'm going to step here, one line, two sides. Can you see that? So I'm rooting first, and then I'm putting the 30% into the front foot.
Okay. Okay.
So just as you did in the other one, remember when you were going to raise hands, when you came here, you pushed off, you rooted first, and then you came together, right?
Right. Right.
Root first, then come together. Same thing
Right.
here.
Okay.
When you're coming down, step and close, turn, root first, separate, right? So you
Yep,
put the
I see it.
30% in the front.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and the other thing I want to remind you of, which is relevant for this one in the reverse, for the new move in the reverse, which is that when you're in white crane spreads its wings, you're one line, two sides. When you turn your hands and you do swing step, all you're doing is widening your stance, okay? In other words, when I'm here and I do swing step, my stride does not change. I'm just making it wider.
Yeah, you're not going forward, you're going out.
I'm
right?
not going forward. I'm
Right.
just making it wider.
Right.
So the next move is going to be handstrum salute. And handstrum salute, you're going from a bow stance into an empty stance. And one of the things that often happens is when people go to a bow stance to an empty stance, they shorten up the stride. And I don't want you to do that. I want your stride to stay the same length, regardless of whether it's a bow stance or an empty stance. The difference is the width. It's not the length. Okay. So let's do a quick review of left brush knee. So if we're going from white crane, you're up here. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to turn your hands so that you're getting ready for the two arms to swing. So one is turn, two is swing step. So the arrival of the hands and the heel is the same. Then you're going to basically flatten your foot and bend your knee in a continuous motion. Okay. So when you're here, as you're doing it, when you're here, your foot should be flat. And as you move forward, your knee is bending. Okay. So when I say a 4 count, when I give you 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't want you to do that choppy motion, but I want you to make sure that the hands and feet are at that position, in other words, I don't want either the feet to be ahead of the hands or vice versa. Okay. So that's the main point on that one. And are there any questions on that one? No.
Nope.
Okay. So let's look at handstrum salute. Okay. I'm going to do it in the same direction as you would be doing it first, just so that you get the orientation. Then I'm going to do it facing you so you can see the hands and feet. Okay, so if you are at the end of left brush knee, what it looks like is this. And it's deceptively complicated. So if you look at the footwork, I'm at a bow stance. What I'm going to do is I'm going to yield forward. So I'm going to shift my weight forward to release this foot. Then I'm going to pull it in. And then I'm going to push off the ball and then set the heel and put in 30%. So I'm going to do it facing you so you can see better. So if I'm in a bow stance here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to yield forward. So I'm going to move my weight forward to release this foot so that I can pull it in one line, two sides. Then I'm going to push off the ball, set the heel, and then put in 30%. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just like in raised hands, you pushed off the ball and then you set the heel. This is a similar kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And generally that's what you do. In other words, if you're moving from one stance to another and you were on the heel, you know, and if you want to go to the ball, you go to the heel first and then you go to the ball, mm-hmm. and vice versa. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So one more time, if I'm doing in the same direction as you, I would be here. I'd be moving my weight forward, pulling in, pushing off the ball, setting the heel, and then putting in 30%. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now the hands. The ending position is the mirror image of raised hands. So if you remember when you did raise hands, you came in and you can see my hands are kind of in the center of they're on either side of the center of my nose. Okay. And one is a little higher than the other. This is like pointing toward the middle of my right forearm here. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. And if you look at it this way, they're not like this. They're like turned in just a little bit and standing a little bit. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. They're not like that. They're standing a little bit. Mm-hmm. So this is what it looked like when you did raised hands. Mm-hmm. The ending position for this one is left foot forward, heel touch, and the opposite position. The thing that it makes this in some ways more difficult than the other is that it's easier to think about circling and then coming in, right? This is pretty natural. This one is more subtle. This one is up and down. Even though you end up in the same position, you are up and down. So what happens is when you are here, think about somebody grabbing. When someone grabs you, you yield. So your weight is going forward, you're yielding. Then what you're doing is you're going to grab them as you pull in. And then you're going to essentially break their elbow going this way. So the first one, you're breaking their elbow going this way, and this one, you're breaking their elbow going the other way. Okay, so this this kind of looks like a lifting hand. So let's do the right hand first. Okay, so the right hand, you were just doing a strike. So you're going to yield forward. And when you pull in, you're going to come back and come down a little. So your finished position, you still have kind of a rounded shape. Can you see that? It's kind of rounded. And so this is the one that's pulling down. Okay. And on the other side, so you started here. So while this one is moving forward and coming in, what happens is this one is going to come up. So this is a kind of lifting hand. And since you know the whole form, you know there are other places where you have a lifting hand, and this is different from those. So for example, when you have golden rooster, you have a lifting hand. But there, the fingers are more straight up and down. Can you see that? Or when you have a fist under elbow, you also have a lifting hand. And there also, it's not as vertical as the golden rooster, but it is only a little less vertical. This one is like this. So you have golden rooster, you have hand, fist under elbow, and this one is further down. Okay, because you're coming like this. You cannot have it your elbow so bent. And the reason why is that the way you're breaking the other person's elbow is you're pulling their arm across the middle of your arm. So it's like this. So if you had your arm bent too much, you couldn't get it there. You know, you need that space in order to do the move. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It's a space for an arm.
It's a space for an arm, and you're pulling across the middle of the forearm. So that's why, yes, it's lifting, but it's not so vertically lifting. You know, it is lifting, but not as vertically. And once again, because it's an empty stance, you know, you're pushing into the ground. And just like raise hands, there is a waist movement. So when I'm at the end of brush knee, I'm yielding forward and I'm coming back. When I come back, I actually turn. My ending position, well, let's see. I'm here, and then I'm up and down. But it's not a really gross move. It's more subtle than that. But I still end up, my hips are still toward the corner, but my shoulders are more square because it's up and down, right? So, so very often the ball touch stances are more square than the heel touch stances. So when you have the heel touch stance here, you're much more obviously canted toward the corner in terms of your shoulders. Here, you also have a heel touch, but well, I take that back. The heel touch stance is toward the corner. I was thinking of versus the ball touch stance, which is more square. So when you have white crane, you're more square.
Mhm.
But when you're heel touch here, you are more toward the corner.
And your qua is facing the corner.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the thing is that you have to remember to keep your qua open even though you're one line, two sides.
Yeah.
Because if your qua is not open, your knees will not line up with your toes.
Yes. I've learned that the hard way in the past.
Okay, so let's do a quick review in terms of footwork, each hand, and then we'll put it all together. Okay, so footwork, you had bow stance. You shifted your weight forward so that you can pull this in. You push off the ball of the front, root the heel, and put in 30%. Okay?
Mhm.
Then with the hands, with the right hand, when I'm here, I am yielding forward. I'm pulling in. And then I am pushing off and then coming down as my weight comes 30%. So if I coordinated it with the left hand, if I look at the left hand, my left hand was here. When I yielded forward, okay, I came up, I'm pushing off. So once my left hand is positioned, it really doesn't move much. If I do it toward you, I'm here, I'm yielding forward. I come in. In terms of how it feels, it has this kind of feeling to it. Do you see what I'm saying? Because
Like
you
you're
yielded
strumming
forward and this one was down, and it has that kind of round feeling.
like you're strumming the harp, strumming the lute.
It's strumming, hand strums the lute. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why you have that kind of rounded feeling about it. Okay. So in your direction, it looks like this. Yield forward, pull in, then push off. So the up and down coordinates with the 30% weight going into the heel. Okay, so one more time. We're here. We yield forward, pull in, push off the ball. Yes? Okay, I'll do it one more time toward you. Okay, yes. So here, yield, pull in, push off. So actually the movement is not that great. Your hands are actually not that far apart. Because if you look at it here, can you see? In terms of the up-down dimension, this one is slightly lower, but not much. Can you see that? So it's in the center line and then one above the other, but not some huge amount, okay? So you're yielding forward. And this one is a little different in that when you come here, you have a slight waist cock at the end as you're coming, because when you yield it forward, if somebody's pulling you, okay, when you come back, in order to have force coming down, you're going to have a slight cock and have this rounded position, right? You want the rounded shape. And almost always you have your hand shape set before the move. This is one of those rare places where you're changing the shape of your hand as you make the move. Like, for example, when you did brush knee, your hand is in the shape it's going to be when it strikes, right? You're not changing the shape somehow in the middle, right? But here, you yield, because you kind of flatten out when you're yielding. And then when you come back, you're re-rounding it, sort of. Okay? So that's why I said it looks simpler than it seems.
Yes, right.
Okay, so let's do it a few times. And then if while we're doing it, you have any questions, we can work on those. How about that?
Sounds good.
Okay, I'm going to do it in the direction as you, because I think it's easier for you to see.
Yes.
If, in other words, you can just kind of look to the right and see. Okay, so I am left brush knee. Okay, so I'm going to yield forward, pull in the right. Then as I move back, I'm going to push off the ball, set the heel, and up and down. So once again, yield, pull in, push off the ball, and up and down. Now, when I'm pushing off the ball here, okay, when I'm here, my shoulders are pretty much square toward that side, right? I'm going to push off and pull in. When I pull back, can you see my shoulders are moving toward that way?
Yes.
Okay, so I am pulling back as I'm pushing off the ball here.
Yes.
Okay, so it's this. That's the sense I want you to get.
Yes.
And you can feel that there is a certain energy there that comes from both the circling and the turning, because as you pull back, you're pushing off your leg. So you have energy from your leg as you're pushing off. So, and then you're pushing down. So you're pushing off the ball as you come back and pushing down as you come down. So that's what I mean by the coordination of the upper and lower. Because the movement of the foot is so small, you're just moving from the ball to the heel. It's hard to see, but I want you to think about pushing off and getting that weight into the heel as you come down. So as you're doing the circling, you're on one part of the circle, you're pulling, pushing off the ball, and then as you come down, you're going down.
Right. So there's that
on the
pressure.
heel.
That pressure.
Yeah. Okay. So the obvious part of this move is the hands. It looks like all you're doing is moving your hands, but it's not. You have to coordinate with your feet and the turn of your body. Okay. So if you look at it once more, I'm at the end of brush knee. I'm yielding forward, pulling in. Then I'm going to push off the ball as I turn my body, right? And then as I push down, I have that heel, that weight going into the heel. Now, the thing is, you only have 30% in the front. Okay, so you don't want to have your body too far forward.
Yeah, that's
so
hard.
What I mean is this. When I'm in a bow stance, okay, I have 60 in the front and 40 in the back. When I yield forward, I'm actually putting like much more weight in the front because I'm releasing the back, right? And in fact, it's empty at one point when I'm pulling in, right? There is a point when all the weight is in the front as I am pulling in, right? And then as I push off the front, I'm circling. Okay, now I have 30% in the front. I do not have this. So watch your body shape. Your torso is still between your feet, right? And 70% of your weight is in the back.
Yeah, it's rough. I don't know how to feel that. I just have to practice.
It's complicated, but you want to think about when you're doing this, you're using that 30% to stabilize your whole body. Think about rooting everything as you're pushing down. Okay, so I want you to think of it as a down motion. Okay, as you get your 30% into the front. So basically, once you have moved here, once you have moved your foot in, this is going to be your root foot. Okay, you're going to push off, and then the majority of your weight becomes the back foot. Okay, so once you've pushed off here, it has to be in the back because you're going to change your footwork. You cannot change your footwork if the majority of your weight is not on the back.
Right. Yeah, the rooting is really helpful. Like that feeling of that pressure, that downward pressure, that's really helpful.
Okay, so when you think about your circling, think about pushing off the ball as you turn your waist. Okay, and then as this is coming down, root that heel. Okay, and your torso is between your feet, so you still have 70% in the back, right? And you should feel really stable because you have that up and down stacking. And that's all there is to it.
Just that.
So let's do it let's do it a couple of times from left brush knee. Then we'll back up and do it from white crane.
Sounds great.
Okay, so in the same direction as you. Okay, from left brush knee. We're going to yield forward, pull in the back foot. Push off the ball of the left as you turn toward the corner. Then root and one up, one down. One more time. Left brush knee. Yield forward. Pull in the back foot. Push off the front foot as you turn. Root the heel, one up, one down. Okay? Okay, now let's go back another one. So let's do it from white crane. So if you're at white crane, you're here. Okay, empty stance, ball touch, left foot forward, left brush knee. Turn your hands, swing, step, brush, strike. Hand strums the lute, yield forward, pull in the back foot, push off the ball of the left as you turn, root the heel, one up, one down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
one more time.
Mhm.
From white crane, left brush knee, rotate your hands, swing, step, brush, strike. Hand strums the lute, yield forward, pull in the back foot, push off the ball of the left as you turn, one up, one down. Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
it's just going to be practice, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
now let's do it a couple of times from single whip, and then we'll do it from the beginning. Okay,
Sounds great.
so from single whip, you're here. Raise hands and step forward. Shift right. Turn the left toe to the corner. Push off the ball of the right as you circle your arms. Root the right heel and close. White crane spreads its wings. Rotate your hands. Come down. Circle. Step and close. Turn. Step and separate. Left brush knee. Turn your hands. Swing, step, brush, strike. Hand strums the lute. Yield forward, pull in the back foot. Push off the ball of the front. Root the heel, one up, one down.
Yeah. Wow. That feels better. I get it now. I get it much more now. Much more.
Oh, okay, that's good. So let's do it one more time from single whip, and then we'll do it from the beginning. Okay, so here you are, single whip. Raise hands and step forward. Shift right. Turn the left foot to the corner. Push off the right ball as you circle your arms. Root the right heel and close. White crane spreads its wings. Rotate your arms. Pull down, all the weights in the back. Circle your arms. Step and close. Turn. Step and separate. Left brush knee. Turn your hands. Swing. Step. Brush. Strike. Hand strums the lute. Yield forward, pull in the back foot. Push off the ball of the front as you turn. Root the left heel, one up, one down.
Yeah. Yeah. The energy. The chi is much better.
You have
Yeah.
to feel the energy of
Yeah. Yeah.
pulling
That was
and
much
down.
better. Yeah. I actually understand that move, I think, for the first time. I really get it now.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people really like that move
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you have that feeling of really rooting and really,
Yes. Yes.
getting control.
Definitely. I like it too.
Okay, so let's do it from the beginning, and then we'll close class. Okay?
Yes.
So, feet shoulders width apart, head up, tailbone down, hands by your side, prepare. Opening, rotate your arms and raise them to shoulder level, then press down, almost to the bottom. Grasp the bird's tail, ward off left. Shift left, turn right. All the weight on the right. step and close, shift and separate. Ward off right, shift right, turn the left toe to the corner, pull left, ward off down right, pull in the right foot, step and close, shift weight separate. Roll back, rotate your arms as you reach for the corner. Circle back as your weight comes back as you go to the other corner. Press, circle in the right, attach the left and expand forward. Push, square up your shoulders, flatten your hands. Come back over a ball, hands in front of your chest, and push to shoulder level. Single whip, shift back as you flatten your hands. Turn and pull all the way around. Release the left foot, press down, ward off with the left, hook hand with the right, standing ward off, step, deflect, and strike. Raise hands and step forward. Shift right, turn the left toe to the corner, push off the ball of the right as you circle your arms, root the right heel and close. White crane spreads its wings. Rotate your arms. Pull down. All your weight is in the back. Circle your arms. Step and close. Turn. Step and open. Left brush knee. Turn your hands. Swing. Step. Brush. Strike. Hand strums the lute. Yield forward, pull in the back foot. Push off the ball of the left as you pull back. Root and up and down. How did that go?
Great. Yeah.
Okay.
Smooth.
I think we got a lot done today.
Yes. Thank you. It was great to have a private session.
Even though it was just one move.
It was good. No, it was great. It was great. This is really, really good. Thomas and I talk about how lucky we are all the time to work with you, Rita. Really, it's helping us so much. Like, we can see in each other's Tai Chi. It's improved so much in the time that we've worked with you. So thank you.
This is because you're taking it the second time.
Well, sure.
You've
but
already
it's also
learned it once before.
Yes, but it's also you, the teacher, your awareness, your wisdom, your massive, skills, all those things. We feel very lucky.
Well, I'm glad. Thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing you next time.
Yes, we'll see you then. Thank you. Have a great day.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.